Just Connect TV, streaming live. Just Connect TV is your entertainment and educational channel. We broadcast authentic content that will inspire, empower, and stir up the potential and positive energy in you. Just Connect TV, streaming live. Get yourself a high-quality branded hoodie, t-shirt, caps, umbrellas, you name it, we got it. You order, we deliver. Just Connect.
Kujua, ukani
felt the need to learn how to play a musical instrument or improve your music skill and never knew where to go? Just Connect School of Music is the place to be. We offer professional training in music sight reading, piano, drums, guitar, saxophone, bass guitar, and vocal training. We are located at Eprin Square, 3rd floor, room 26, opposite Buruburu Police Station. Just Connect, building worship. Just Connect TV, streaming live.
Hello, welcome to the Just Connect online TV. This is Career Hub Show, and I'm joined by our learning expert, Mary Kiguru. We left it last time where we were looking at the character of the children we would want to bring up. And today, we want to go further and learn more about positive parenting. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you so much, Maina.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be with you again this morning in our Career Hub. And, last time we actually discussed about the dream you have for your child, because when you get a child, you definitely vision how you would like them to be and the kind of a person you want them to be. So we talked a bit about the character of the child that you want to have. And we looked at what are the skills that we can be able to build in our children when they're still at home so that they can become that particular person, exhibit the character that you want them to have out there. And, I was just thinking in the last week, you have that particular dream for your child. And, there are certain things you want them to have, and you want them to get into the job market. You want them to bring significant change in the community. You want them to contribute positively, but also be that particular person that has a value system. And yesterday I was just thinking, then what really makes a difference between the child we have today and maybe probably the children that we were back then? We were independent thinking people, and we are expecting our children to be independent thinking people. We want them to be creative, to bring about solutions. Our generation, we really were not looking for solutions. We were the solution. Exactly. Yeah, we were being trained to be the solution to the problems that were there then. Mm-hmm. But today, we have more problems. So our children are supposed to be looking for solutions to those problems. Mm-hmm. And the generation that we have right now is a sort of they work very independently, we can say that. Mm-hmm. They are being called digital citizens, right? Because technology is their thing. Mm-hmm. They have a value system, and they look at people like you have to exhibit certain values, and they are copying us all the time. Mm-hmm. Again, they are people who are practical oriented. Our generation were theoretical. Yeah. So because we needed the theory to be able to solve the problems that the government posed for us or our community posed for us. For them, they are practical oriented, yeah? They are money oriented as well, yeah? They think a lot about money, and they're making a lot of money. They are social beings, and they are conscious about their environment. So I was just thinking, let's look at the generation we have right now, even as we're preparing them for the future as parents. Mm-hmm. They are not like us. No. They are totally different. We have made provisions for them. The space for them is totally different from the space that we had. You see, we were set free. Our parents just knew that they had to provide education for us, and then we navigated. Mm. For us, we have made sure that the ground is set for them. Mm-hmm. They are starting on another level. Yeah. So if we have that kind of a child right now, then how can we prepare them for the unknown future? Because the future is very dynamic. We do not know what jobs will be there, but how can we prepare them best for that particular future? Mm-hmm. Those are the questions we should explore today. Yeah. So I have a dream for my child, but this is the kind of a child I have right now. This is what is being called Generation Z? Yeah. So what kind of a child is this? First of all, we have to remember that they're practical oriented, they value people and socialization. So we're talking about them being addicted to technology, but they've been born with technology, and we have to accept the fact that they are people who are based on technology. How can we help them from there so that they're getting into the job market? You've had so many of us complain when we have them in our work system. So they want to be set free to work when they want to work and how they want to work, because they want to solve problems. They want to be led to do things on their own. So we have different methodologies of ensuring that We have to have different methodologies, even in our houses, to ensure that we allow them to solve problems, to be practical oriented. If they want to do something, help them to do it. They look a lot for validation. If you don't validate them, then they think they're not being accepted. So you'll be hearing them complaining a lot about, no one listens to us. No one hears us, right? Because they are looking for validation. They do something small, they want to know, is it good? Do you accept it? Yeah. So you have to be conscious about that as a parent. Tell them, yes, that is very good. If it's not good, show them how to do it. Yeah. Because for them, it's about doing things. So they're looking for that particular validation. If they don't get it, then they get this mental stress. Yeah. They are easily stressed, by the way. Yeah. And you know, their socialization is not like our socialization. For us, we go out looking for people. For them, they're using the online or the online platforms to communicate, to connect, to sensitize other people to action. So they are conscious about the climate changes that we are having. They are conscious about the environment. They are conscious about what everyone thinks about them. So much of that is going on. Like on social media, they are very, what do you say? They're very sensitive about what they're saying about each other. You'll find they are attacking personalities and all that, yeah? They're just seeking for that particular connection.
Would you say that these are the challenges they are likely to face in their job market or even in their interactions? How would they cope with it?
Yeah, so I think last time we talked about one of the key skills we have to build in our children is social skills, and we have to build their emotional intelligence. Yeah, these are the critical skills that allow you to be successful, and that's what now this is all about. The socialization. The socialization is online, and it's beyond borders. So they're interacting with people who are not necessarily from their cultural background, right? So they need to know, how do we make friends and retain that kind of friends? Most of the time we don't know how to do that because that's not our generation. But how do we build these basic social skills that it doesn't matter how they interact, there's that particular respect, and they know boundaries. They have boundaries amongst themselves when they're socializing, yeah? But most importantly is to be able to acknowledge the kind of emotions evoked in them, how they respond to that, and how other people how they can evoke emotions in others, so they are also sensitive to others. There's sometimes back when we see like this, whatever is going on with our celebrities on social media, the attacks that are there, you see they're responding to that. For them, they think that's care. You know, they care about that particular person, so they're responding, but they are not sensitive about that person's emotions and how they affect them mentally. So on the social media, how do we prepare them about that socialization? What do we know that we can help them so that they are not mentally, what do you call that? They don't feel mentally attacked and mentally unstable because of what the friends are saying, because they're sensitive to that. Yeah? So we have to prepare them for that particular, for that as they enter into the job market. Yeah. So, but also being on the net is changing the work environment. Yeah. So you'll find most of them are actually already working. We're talking about the age of 20, up to the age of 24. They are already working. They're already earning online. Yeah. So like there's a parent I talked to, and her main concern was that her son is locked up in the bedroom like throughout, and she was wondering what is he doing. So through investigation, we found that he's actually doing small project work and he's earning a lot of money. So he's actually not going to school, because he's already set. So sometimes schooling is not even important to them because they have acquired these particular skills that are already earning them, right? So, but does he connect with people? First, he never interacts with his family. They don't even know whether he has friends. The only people he interacts with are the people online, and they're the people they're doing projects with. Yeah. So what is it that we can train them in preparation for that? Because whatever is online is what happens in our real life, but not translated online. Yeah, we have to talk to each other. We have to interact. We are affected if say for example we are working together online, and you're not happy with my work, you'll attack me, right? Yeah. But am I prepared for that particular attack? So I think I'm not being accepted, right? So how do we make them aware that by someone criticizing your work is not really attacking you. Just look at it positively.
There's a difference between work and personality.
And personality,
so
and also accepting criticism. Yeah, criticism is not being attacked or being rejected. Your work being rejected, right? It's looking at it. Fine. They didn't like that. So what can I improve in that? Yeah. How do we train that? Because this is what we train them at home. Do we always tell them they're good boys and good girls? Do we tell them this you haven't done right? And to look at criticism as a positive thing for them to grow. So there are so many things that we can do to prepare our children for the world of work, yeah, and for that unknown world. When I participate in a lot of graduations and the young people are talking and they are addressing us as parents, most of the time they are saying, we feel we are not being accepted. We feel people don't understand us. We feel this is not being done to us. So for them, it's what is being done to them, yeah, right? But what are they doing to the parents, right? So they have to understand there is what is done to you, but there's the way you respond to what is done to you. It's not always negative. Look at it positively. So how can we be able to train the children to take things positively, even when it is a critique and when they don't like it? Yeah, so that they can know when Minor says you have not done that right. Yeah, so don't say that he does not accept my work. Look at it. What is it that he's not liking about it? Yeah, what can I do to make sure that it is to the standard of that particular person? Because they believe whatever they're doing is very right, and they want it accepted. And that's why I talked about validation. They require a lot of validation.
And something as we are going on, are they aware of the prevailing culture of work? Are they aware so that when they are coming in with a different culture of technology and online communication, how can they appreciate what is existing as a bridge towards now who they are?
Yeah, so now that is the biggest problem we have right now, because they come in and they want to do things their way. They want to be allowed to do things their way. And I remember one organization had very many young people. So they always wanted to work at their own time, to come in when they want to work from home. So the boss said, it's okay, we'll create a room. We call it the innovation room. When you feel you have a great idea, just go in there and think. And etc. No one used that room, ever. So they have great ideas, but they never used it, yeah? So, but they don't understand the work culture. But then, what is the work culture right now? Yeah? What kind of space are we having, yeah? Do we restrict them? Like for me, I want probably you to be there 8 to 5. But that one has changed. So we can understand what is the ground we are on right now. Yeah, it's not where we were in the 90s.
Exactly.
It's not where we were between 2000 and 2010. It has changed. So right now we are more focused on results. We are results oriented. And the good thing about this generation, they are results oriented. They want to do things as project work. Give them a project, it's complete, it's done, paid for. And that's how they are. For us, it was routine work. And most of the time it's routine. So you do ABCD every morning, but we don't look at the end of the day. Have you really done anything? Have you achieved anything? But this group wants to know, what do you want from me? Yeah? And then give me a time frame and I'll do it. Yeah? So I don't have to fit in within a given, the culture that you have. But this is a new culture. Project orientation. There are timelines and there are time limits. Yeah? So you just get to know that even as we are changing, for me, I have had to learn because I'm working with them. I no longer have routine work for them. I just tell them it's a project. So let's take the project approach. Yeah. So we say this has to be done within this particular time and these are the results. How he does it, it's up to him. The good thing, they are researchers. So they'll find the easiest way to achieve what you want and up to standard. And the good thing, they're not, they don't do too many things at the same time. They concentrate on the one thing that you want them to do and it's complete, yeah? So it's defining a totally new working culture, even at home. And we can start that from home as parents, yeah? Give them small projects. Like say, for example, maybe you want vegetables. Vegetables have a given period of time that they can grow. So you tell cater, then cater, you have to to grow these vegetables, plant them, and within this time you have we have vegetables for eating. So he's learning how to even manage that particular project. He has to prepare the piece of land. He has to make sure that they're watered and they grow within a given time. So you can also give them small things to be doing at home at that young age. The young adults, give them responsibilities, but don't give them something that is routine. They are very pathetic with routine, So try to explore what is it that I can give them. It's results oriented, and make sure that they concentrate on it. Because they don't multitask. Okay.
As we take a break, we'll come back and see what is the role of you as a parent. And are you aware that there has been a shift, a cultural shift, even as relates to the career? We'll take a break. This is Just Connect TV. We appreciate you.
Just Connect TV, streaming live. Just Connect TV is your entertainment and educational channel. We broadcast authentic content that will inspire, empower, and stir up the potential and positive energy in you. Just Connect TV, streaming live. Get yourself a high-quality branded hoodie, t-shirt, caps, umbrellas, you name it, we got it. You order, we deliver. Just Connect. Ever felt the need to learn how to play a musical instrument or improve your music skill and never knew where to go? Just Connect School of Music is the place to be. We offer professional training in music sight reading, piano, drums, guitar, saxophone, bass guitar, and vocal training. We are located at Eprin Square, 3rd floor, room 26, opposite Buruburu Police Station. Just Connect, building worship. Just Connect TV, streaming live.
Welcome back. This is Just Connect TV. Today on our career show, I'm with Mary. We are looking at the positive parenting, the role of the parent. And we look at the generation we've been addressing. What are their qualities and characteristics so that the parent will understand how they come in and the role they play in their lives in terms of career building.
Okay. The Generation Z is what it's being called. The Generation Z have a very strong value system. They are also, like I said, very practical oriented, but they're also financially driven. Yeah? So their motives are money driven in so many cases. And they're making money at this particular level. They have been provided for most of what they need. It's not like the past generation where we found we didn't have anything and we're starting from scratch. So we're talking about majority of the parents have already made provisions for these kids, so they're not struggling. Yeah, although we know there's a percentage that cannot afford, but they're not starting like where we started off. So with this particular kind of a value system, and they're social beings. They're very social. They believe in supporting each other. They believe in social actions that transform communities. They are people who value their environment. But somehow we have not taught them how to take care of the environment. Like in Kenya, we can say we haven't taught that much. But considering now they have a value system, they are practical oriented, which means they want to provide solutions. They're ready, very ready for that. They are permanently on social media. So they're on technology. They are being called digital citizens. And then they have this kind of drive to really make money. Whether it's not just in Kenya, it is like everywhere in the world, yeah? Because you can say maybe Kenya, they're seeing all these people who are stealing and etc., but it is across the world. So if we know this is the kind of a child we have and they need to make money, so then how does it influence how they get into their place of work? So that means they'll be wanting to earn more. And they're flashy. First of all, they're money driven, but they spend the money. They don't have that thing of investing or anything like that, yeah? So then what do we need to do? When you talk about having a value system, you know, what you tell them, they believe in it. They don't question it much. They look up to you to live what you say you do. Yeah? So they want to make sure that whatever it is that you tell them that you believe in is exactly what you're doing, and they're going to do exactly what you do, because they think that is what a value system is like. So as parents, then how do we deal with this kind of a person? So we make sure that as parents, we have a very good value system that builds the kind of a character we want to see. Remember, you have the dream for your child and the kind of a person they want to be. So you have to make sure that you have a value system, and then you have to live that particular value system. You can't live something that is different from what you preach, because they will watch you and they'll do exactly what you do.
What you are doing, not what you are telling them to
Not what you're telling them to do. It's what you do that they will do. If you're a corrupt person, this person will end up being a corrupt person. Yeah, they want, again, as a parent, you have to make sure that if this child likes doing ABCD and is practical oriented, let me build that. As I said, they're not multitaskers. They're not going to do ABCD. You have to give them the one thing that you want them to do and then validate that, yeah? Ensure that you appreciate what they're doing and correct when they do something wrong, and correct immediately. Don't wait. Yeah, address it immediately, because then they take it in and they associate with the thing that they have done. Yeah, and then make sure that you're very clear on communication. Yeah, because they are focused on one thing. If you say something to them, they will associate with the thing that they were thinking about at that particular time. So get to know what are they thinking about, and what is it that you had just done just before then, what you had said, because if you say too many things at the same time, there is a chance of miscommunication, misunderstanding, and then anger built between the two of you.
And sorry to cut you short, because the way we used to be communicated to by our parents was from a negative perspective. Like if a parent wants to tell you to wash the dishes, they'll say, na nipate haujaosha vyombo. Can this kind of communication work with the generation we have?
Actually, when you tell them that, you will find they were not washed, and they'll tell you, you say it. When you come back, you don't want to find them cleaned, yeah? Unless you really are clear that this is what I mean. You see, for us, we knew what our parents meant, right? For them, that's what I'm saying, they are very straightforward. And they have this value system. What you say is what you mean, right? So don't say things that you expect that they understand you mean the opposite. No, that's not the kind of person we have right now. You have to say exactly what you mean, yeah, so that they can understand you. You know, there's a friend of mine who used to say, she was telling me, you know, she has like 3 boys in the house. So she says, I want to find the house clean, I want to find the dishes clean, and I want to find the compound clean. Then she goes. She comes back, nothing has been done. So she asks, what happened? You didn't say who was doing what?
Okay. Like you have even to be very specific on...
You have to start delegating and saying, it's Maina, it's Steve, it's Kim. Kim, you'll wash the dishes. You'll watch over the dogs or the cows. And they will do that immediately you leave. Because I said they're practice oriented, they will do whatever it is that you want so that it is out of their way and they can go to their social media. Then also like monitor when they're younger. What kind of spaces are they getting into? Yeah, you have to be able to monitor that so that they're constructive spaces that they are into. So they're using a lot of WhatsApp. They're the people who are actually inventing these spaces, yeah? You'll find it is not the older generation, it's them, because they need spaces to interact. They're looking for connections with like-minded people. And for them, their culture is totally different, yeah? It doesn't have to be somebody who is from my ethnic background. They're beyond that, yeah? It is a person who thinks like me, who has the similar interest, yeah? We have seen the influences on suicide on WhatsApp. People are sharing, how can you commit suicide painlessly? Right? So they're instructing each other. Yeah, I'm dealing with young people. So they're saying, I'm not accepted. I don't want to be in this space. So how can I get out of this space? No one is listening to me. So he says, if people are not listening to you, then this is what you do. They're giving each other advice. So how do you make sure that you prepare your child to be able to know that they can say no to that and they can quit? They want that social acceptance, right? And and the social media is the space we might not be able to control, but we can be able to prepare them to be able to say no and to move away from a social group. Because that addiction to wanting to connect with other people is what is leading to all these mental illnesses. I'm working with a very large number of young people, and in the last 2 years, we have engaged them on social media because that's the space they are in, and you allow them to interact and share the experiences they have. And you find like most of them, a small thing from home, you know, like being a responsibility at home that they didn't want, affects how they feel about themselves. That I'm being made a house girl, I'm being made a houseboy, right? And they will share with the others and say, even my mom does this for me. But now by interacting with them, you go like, how can you be able to solve that as a problem for you? So they start sharing on this particular platform. And most of them have thought of suicide. And they are seeking about ways of getting out of the problem. So getting out of the people are not listening to you. Then the easiest way is this. But how can you prepare your child to be able to move away from that kind of influence? You know, that's what we are talking about here. Yeah? That is the role of a parent. It's not the role of a teacher, and it's not the role of the community. It's the role of the parent. So understand what is going on social media. What are they sharing? Yeah. How is your child feeling? Find out every day. Are they happy? Yeah. So what is said to them, how did it affect you? I mean, I keep questioning that as I interact with Steve. He's that particular generation, yeah? So there is always this miscommunication. The one thing I say and what Steve understands it. Yeah? So I have to find out, what did you understand by what I said? Yeah? How does it affect you? Because when he goes back to his room, he will be going to his peers and sharing and saying the way his experience, and then they're telling him all this ABCD, yeah. So how do I make sure that his thinking is positive? How do you maintain that positive thinking in your child? But most importantly, how do you make them know how to sieve negative information? Yeah.
So the parent has also got to know how social media works.
Exactly.
Otherwise, there's no way.
The parent has to be in this. You have to be in that particular. You can't lock yourself out. You can't say, I don't want to be on Facebook. You have to be on Facebook. I can't be on LinkedIn, Instagram. No, you have to be there. You have to know how social media works, yeah? Those attacks on social media are so pathetic, yeah? They are affecting the children. So how do we make sure that we are preparing them to respond positively, yeah? To just sit back and, sometimes just record, what is it that people are saying to me on this social media? Can they be able to share with you what people are saying so that you can prepare them how to respond to that, yeah? So that it doesn't affect how they see themselves, how they perceive themselves, because they can have a very negative self-image, yeah? So we're talking about a positive self-concept, having that agency. There are people who believe in themselves and what God has created in them, yeah? So they have to believe they're God's beings. But that takes a lot of validating along the way by the parent, and you understanding the space they are in. Don't take away the phone, because by taking them away the phone, they will want the phone and they will do exactly what you don't want them to do. Let them understand, how can I be able to respond to the things that are going on? How do you prepare them psychologically for that? That's going to be really our role.
I'm just wondering, at what age should a child start socializing on the social media?
Now, at what age? Now, you might not be able to control if you have given them access to a phone, right? But their friends have to also have phones. The problem is that with social media, somebody can be posing as a child and is influencing the thought process of your child. So that one you have to control. You have to make sure that you don't give your child access to the phone too early, because these kids know how to navigate through that particular phone. They'll do things you have never thought of doing on that particular phone. Yeah, they can go beyond. So it's important that you monitor and supervise and control how they're using the social media.
So your closeness and interaction, the close interaction,
exactly,
is also the responsibility of the parent. Not like you are on a remote way of parenting.
No, it can't.
And now, considering that we are in two generations, a parent and a child, and there are also demands within the family. How do you navigate and ensure that you are available? You know how the child is feeling, you know what the child is doing, and at the same time, you are able to, get into like understanding their feelings and how to respond. At what point, how can this parent who is overwhelmed by other responsibilities get into the space of this child?
You have to make sure that you are friends with your children, right? You don't put boundaries between you and them, so that they're open to you. They can talk to you. You're stressed. Your child can also be a person that actually helps you relieve your stress, yeah? They'll be concerned about you. They'll be concerned about your welfare as much as you're concerned about their welfare. It's not always reprimanding, asking, have you done ABCD? It's really interacting with them and treating them like small adults, yeah? Treat them like an adult. Don't treat them like children. If you treat them like children, they will always be like children. So talk to them, yeah? Dialogue with them. Don't talk, do you say talk on them or whatever, yeah? So talk with them, dialogue with them, yeah? So that there's that openness and they can be able to share with you. They'll be able to share with you what is going on the social media, what people are saying. They'll allow you into that particular space, yeah? And then let them know there is no limit of what they can talk to you about, right? Even if it's about relationships and all that, let it be open so that you get to know what is going on. Because you're the mature one, and you're the one who is most emotionally intelligent, yeah? They might evoke emotions in you. Be able to control your own emotions, yeah? As you respond to them when they tell you some things, yeah? Even when it shocks you, please don't show the shock, yeah? Show like you are at par with them, yeah? So that they don't block you out, yeah? But I think the most important thing is opening that space that you can be able to dialogue as adults together, so that you get to know what is going on in their space and you can be able to help them. Because what they are really looking for is someone to guide them, to navigate, even when they're going to this social media and seeking for all this, is for acceptance, to have a social space with other people that can listen to them. So you'll hear them, these people understand me. Yeah, why can't you be the person that understands them? Yeah, let them not look for those people that understand them in the social space, because there's such negative influence. And from a teacher's perspective, and when we're trained as teachers, we have to be harsh. I have learned to really sometimes be calm as they tell me things that are shocking. Until recently, I didn't even know things like black tax. You've heard of black tax, right?
I'm hearing it now.
So, when you're talking, because I said again, they are very financially driven, yeah? They first of all, they know how to make money, but they also know how to spend the money. But there are all these particular demands. So we're talking about how do you actually plan for the little money that you have? And this thing comes of black tax. Black tax is what you give to people. You give for weddings, you give for funerals, you give for all that. That's the black tax, yeah? So it has to be calculated in your general financial planning, right? And that's the first time I heard about the term. So, we're talking with them and they're talking about, hey, now how do I deal with my black tax? Yeah, so-and-so is asking me for money, and I'm thinking, what on earth is black tax? And you learn, so you have to be able to learn also their language, yeah? As a parent, try to learn what language they use and what it really means, so that you can know how to
learn. Because I'm thinking, in our generation, we used Sheng, and it's a very dynamic language. And since it's a language they want to code so that you are locked out, how then do you get to understand how it goes? Must you rely on your children to know, or how do you interact to learn this language?
You have to have continuous interaction for you to learn a language, right? So now, if you really want to understand what it is they're talking about, then you have to be in their space, you have to be talking to them. So earlier you said we are always very busy, but you come home, there's time for you to eat, there's time for you to watch TV, there's time for all that, yeah? Those are moments that you can actually start interacting. If it is something you like watching, can you discuss with them if they like watching? Of course, they will not like watching what you like watching, but you can create space to talk to them. Because they want to be listened. I say that they are social beings. They are very, very social, and they want somebody who listens to them. They want to be listened to. So the other art as parents we have to learn is to listen without judging, right? And respond to them. Not assume you know what they're going to say. And I have that particular weakness. When you start talking, I already know what you want to say. So I want to respond before you finish. But what we have to learn is let's listen. They don't want you to answer. They just want you to listen to them. Just learn to listen and be patient. And please hear. Don't just sit there looking at them and you're thinking about what you would have been doing, yeah? Hear what it is that they're saying, because then you'll be able to respond. And once you get their attention, then they'll be open to you. I'm not sure whether we can be able to succeed that 100%, that in achieving that 100%, but we can get to what them trusting us and letting us into their language. Yeah. You see, there's a very big question. We have to prepare them, not just the kind of a person you want to see in the workspace, but the kind of a parent you want them to see, because they're going to bring up another generation. What kind of a generation are they going to bring if right now we are so confused about how to deal with them, right? So we have to be thinking about that. And that's why I said, what dream do you have for your child? Not just in the workspace, the kind of work you want them to be in, not just the kind of a character you want them to have, but also what kind of a family do you want them to bring up? Yeah? So, and because it is really changing. You see, now, it's not that we wanted the generation to be the way it is right now, yeah? But it is the way it is right now. Yeah? And we have to deal with that. We have to know this is the kind of a child I have. I made provision for everything. And they are starting from a different level. And there's all this influence about the kind of a world we have right now, right? That influence, you have nothing to do with it, and you just need to know how to deal with it, like the social media. So you want them to also think of themselves as parents. Yeah? In the future, how do you prepare them for that future as well? Exactly. Yeah? So you have to make sure that you're creating the environment that prepares that person for that unknown future. Yeah? And now we are talking about mental wellness. It is the biggest problem we have right now. Yeah? And what is bringing about these mental illnesses that we have right now? It's because this generation is not really like resilient, right? We haven't prepared them for that kind of, for the harshness of the world. We have made provisions. We have to realize that. So how do we harden them? How do we make sure that they are prepared from the house? And basically, I'm talking up to the age of 24. Yeah. So that is the generation we are calling the Generation Z. And that's the generation brought up by X. But then we have the Y generation that is bringing up the Alpha generation.
We've gone back to the cycle.
Yeah, so the cycle goes on, and they are so different, yeah? Like now the generation after us, they are parents right now. Yeah? They are parents. And we are questioning about their parenthood. Now we are looking at our children who will bring up the other generation. So what are we going to do about it? Because things will have changed. The world will have, we don't know about tomorrow. But there are skills that can be inculcated right now that prepares you for the unknown future. And you have a very big role to play. Yeah. And your role as a parent is to make sure that you're giving them social skills to be able to interact with others, to get to know, to be socially aware of things around them and how to respond to this to these social changes that we are seeing in the environment, making friends, providing the social change, like even entrepreneurship right now. We're talking about social entrepreneurship because we are changing lives, we impact lives. Entrepreneurship is no longer just about business, it's also about changing people's lives and making people's lives better. And this generation is so aware that you find that most of them are social entrepreneurs, not just business entrepreneurs, yeah? So because for them it's impact and changing lives. So you'll find they're engaged in social giving and all those kind of things, and they make money out of it. So there is a lot of, like the space I'm working in, they're less than 24 years of age, but they have all these innovations that are transforming lives. The most critical thing is that emotionally they are very weak. And that's something we really have to work on, yeah? Because their emotions are easily affected and therefore they're easily influenced by their peers. And this is what we really have to work on. They are very creative. Yeah, we can say they are very creative people, but how do we support this creativity and it's not affected by their own personal emotions?
Before we come to a close, some of the parents are also entrepreneurs and business owners. How, with now this understanding that we have, how do we integrate our workspaces to start accommodating the generation we have and also start engaging our children and orienting them to the career world through the businesses that we run?
I think one of the things we have to put into consideration is that they are children, so they have our genetic makeup, which means probably your interest can be their interest. So if you're a marketer and very good in marketing, probably your child has inherited some of those traits in you. So if you have a successful business, don't lock your children out of that particular business, yeah? Actually, that is the first space you start building the competencies for the world of work for your children. That's the space you allow yourself to interact with your child, not just as a parent, but also like an employer and a boss, so that they start, you asked about culture. Maybe it's a way you can start inculcating a work ethic in your children, involve them in your business. As I said, it's a very creative generation. And you never know what it is. If they become part and parcel of your business, they'll bring all their creative ideas into that particular space. You don't know how to use technology, so you don't develop apps. These are people who look at the problem you have, and I said they're practical oriented. So you have problems in your business, they're going to provide for you the solutions to make your business go to the next level, because they want to be able to, they're innovative, they are creative, yeah? Engage them in that particular business. Let them bring in the knowledge they're learning in school. Let them bring in their ideas, yeah? Accommodate them and treat them like you just treat your workers, but don't isolate them. It doesn't matter what kind of a business you have. Even if you're selling vegetables, let them come there. They will go to internet and they'll find a place where you get those vegetables very easily and cheaply. And so you're not struggling, you get cheaper vegetables. They'll be innovative in any space. Remember that any business is good business. Whether you're selling vegetables, you're selling shoes, or you're selling houses, yeah? It is the same approach. And these people are innovative. Engage them. And then also remember, something that I find very interesting with the Indian community is that, you see, Maina, you have worked for your children, and probably you've worked for the next generation. You have invested that it is enough for the children right now, and the ones that have. teach them to be able to work for the other generation, so that they don't see we have, and so they're not motivated to do anymore. They know that I have to work for the other generation, yeah? So my work is for that particular generation. So I'm contributing. That is also another attitude you have to inculcate in them. We have all this that we have acquired. We have this property. We have this particular business that is going. Don't think tumefika. No. Know that you're not working for your children. You will work for for the children of your children, right? For your great-grandchildren, yeah? So there's that continued, and that's how the Indian community works, yeah? So I'm not thinking about my children, I'm thinking about my grandchildren, because my father thought about my children, yeah? So that's why you engage them in the business. That's why they're going to be innovative, and they're the people who are going to take your business to the next level. To the next level.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
We don't need to add more to this. I believe that you found this very educative and informative. Thank you so much, Mary, for the time you have shared with us and the knowledge. We appreciate and value your counsel.
Thank you.
And we look forward to even meeting our parents and fellow parents so that we can get your feedback. So we encourage your comments, we encourage you to share what we are doing with your friends so that we can create an informed community. Thank you so much. Till we meet again, this is Just Connect TV. Bye-bye. Have a good time.
Just Connect TV, streaming live. Just Connect TV is your entertainment and educational channel. We broadcast authentic content that will inspire, empower, and stir up the potential and positive energy in you. Just Connect TV, streaming live. Get yourself a high-quality branded hoodie, t-shirt, caps, umbrellas, you name it, we got it. You order, we deliver. Just Connect. Ever felt the need to learn how to play a musical instrument or improve your music skill and never knew where to go? Just Connect School of Music is the place to be. We offer professional training in music sight reading, piano, drums, guitar, saxophone, bass guitar, and vocal training. We are located at Eprin Square, 3rd floor, room 26, opposite Buruburu Police Station. Just Connect, building worship. Just Connect TV, streaming live.